Here we'll be doing some examples on power and root of numbers greater than 1 under common logarithms. Typically, let's start with power. Examples. Use the logarithm table to evaluate 3.55 raised to power 4. Now, solution to this. I told you that the first thing you do is just that take the number and look for and change it to the standard form. Now this is 3.55. The standard form of this will be still be 3.55 times 10 raised to power what is 0. As you know that 10 raised to power 0 is 1. Now after that, you can draw your table 3.55. Now the first integer before the point is you pick the integer of the standard form. This is integer, and that will be what, 0 point. Then let's go to our logarithm table to check for the log of 35 under 5. Logarithm table, check for 35 under 5. What will that value? From the logarithm table, you have 35 under 5 to be 5502. Then you come to the board, you write it 5502. Now let's come to our logarithm table. Since there is no value, any other value here which will make the numbers 4, then there's no we are not going to be looking for difference of anything because there's no value at the back of 5. It's just 3 digits. Now you just put that down. We have 0.5502. Now from here, from our initial question, we have 3.55 raised to power 4. Now for powers, you come here 3.55 raised to power 4. For you to get the value, this value on itself using logarithm table, after finding your log, you multiply the power by your logarithm value. And what will that give us? Multiply it. 4 times 2, that's 8. 4 times 0 is 0. 4 times 5, 20. You write your 0, you put your 2 up. 4 times 5 again, 20 plus 2, that's 22. You put your 2, then you carry your 2 here, then you have 2.2008. Now this is value. Notice something. Your power, after looking for your logarithm, finding the value of your of the log, finding the log number. Now you multiply it by 4, the power, to get the actual value. Now after getting that, we already have our value to be 2.200. Then you go to the table, look for the anti-logarithm of 2.2008. Now here, what are we going to be using? I told us we'll be using, for anti-log, you use the fractional part only, and that is 20 under 0. 20 under 0 in difference of 8. Now let's look for the value fast. Let's go to our anti-log table. Now on our anti-log table, 20 under 0 is 15.8. Now your now in difference of 8, let's look for the difference of 8. What number do we have? We have 3. This is it, which means we have 15.8 as the logarithm value. Difference of 8 is what? Is 3. Now let's write it on the board. We have 15.8, difference of what? 8 is equal to 3. Now you add the value together. 5 plus 3 is 8. 8 plus 0 is 5 and 1. Now for anti-log, your point will always be in front of the first digit, 8. Then What will be our final answer for this? You bring your antilog, you bring your antilog, that will be 1.588 times 10 raised to power the what? The integer that you left behind, that 2. Then our final answer will be 1.88 times 100, which will finally give us what? 158.8. Now, the value of this question will be what? Will be is equal to 158.8. That's on that. Now let's check out examples on roots. How can we solve the common logarithms on root? Example. Now, for questions on roots, like for example, use the logarithm table to evaluate square and cube root of 20.5. Now let's do it fast. Solution. Just know the steps. The first thing to do, bring out this number 20.45, change it to what? To standard form. Now, this point will shift once back to the front of the word first digit. Now, the standard form will be 2.045 times 10 raised to power 1. Now, after getting the standard value, we already know our integer. Our integer um, is 1. Then you draw your number, then your log value. Then we can have uh, this value. Then bring down the value, that's 20.45. Then check your logarithm table for that value, but bring down the integer. The integer is what? Is 1 point. Now let's go to our logarithm table. So log of 20 under 4 in difference of 5. Now let's check the log table first. The log of 20 under 5 is what? Is 3096. Now let's go to difference of 5. Difference of 5 is 11. Then let's come back to our board. 3096. 20 under 4 is what? 3096. In difference of 5, we have 11. Then you add both value up. You have 7, 0, that's 1, and 3. Now you bring it here, you have 3107. That's it. But now let's go to our question. We have cube root of 20.45. Now let's bring it down here. Cube root of 20.45. For roots, what you will do is just that you divide by the roots. Now this will be 1.317 divided by what? That root. The root is 3. Now you divide it by what? By 3. When you divide it by 3, let's go through division. 1 divided by 3 is let's call it 0 from division method. Then you bring the 1 here. 13 divided by 3 is what? Is 4. Remainder 1. 11 divided by 3 is 3. 3 remainder 2. 20 divided by 3 is what? Is 6. That's 18. Remainder 2. 27 divided by 3 is 9. Then you've gotten your answer for that value. Now after you've gotten your answer for that value, our answer is 0.4369. Then we will look for the antilog. The antilog of 0.4369. And I told us that for antilog you only use the fractional part, FP, fractional part. Then the integer will come in after getting your value from the what? From the table, anti-logarithm table. Now let's bring out the fractional part. How are we going to get the anti-log? We are going to look for 43 on the anti-logarithm table under 6, difference of 9. Now let's check the anti-log. That 43 under 6 is 2729. That's the anti-logarithm table. In difference of 9, 9, that is 6. Now you come to the board, 2729, difference of what? Of 6. Now what will be our final answer when you add it up? You have to add it up. 9 plus 6 is 15. You write your 5, you carry your 1. 1 plus 2 is 3. Then this is 7, 2. Now for antilog, I told us that antilog will be 2. The value we have is point in front of the what? Of the first digit, 2.735 times 10 raised to power the what? The integer we left behind, that's 0. This is the integer, 0 times 10 raised to power 0. Then what will be our value? That will be 2.735 times 10 raised to power 0, and 10 raised to power 0 is what? Is 1. 2.735 times 1. Then the final answer will be 2.735. That is on that. Now coming here, the cube root of 20.45 is 2.735. Most of the times in wax, in any entrance, they will just ask you to use the logarithm table to find all this.